are live. Guys, come help us out. Oh my god. Come help us out at Patreon.
We are live.
Raven, the GS, Joe, one third of the cyber.
Sam, the legend behind the Petty.
We are live. Guys, I'm Raven, the GS.
I'm Sam, Mr. Blitztech.
I'm Joe, one third of the cyber nerds.
And welcome to Hereditary movie review.
Say that again, please.
Hereditary. Oh my gosh. Did I get it wrong again?
Bro, I didn't say anything. I just wanted you to repeat it, innit?
Mod.
So this is the movie review, directed and written by Ari Aster, starring Toni Collette, Alex Wolff, Millie Safrio, and Down, Gabrielle Bryan.
What else? Anything else?
Budget of 10 million.
Budget's 10 million and it did 40. Well, it's past 40 million now.
40 million.
So it's.
That's what these horror films do. They do a low budget, get a big profit.
I guess. And they suck people in.
First time director.
What does it feel?
Alright. So, don't know what's going on, man. You man, mad quiet, man.
Who's mad quiet, bro?
It's getting started, isn't it? Just, you know.
I don't know, man. Just kind of quiet, man.
You ever guys ever watched that short film? Something about the... Oh, I forgot what it was. Crap. Never mind. It doesn't matter. But yeah, he also done that as well, which is also pretty weird. So it is really strange how it ties into this. So this movie, Hereditary, basically is got through the story. When Ellen, the grandmother, passes away, her daughter's family starts to unravel cryptic and increasingly terrifying secrets about their ancestry. They start to discover more and more sinister stuff as the story progresses. And what was you going to say?
I was just going to just point out a key word. Terrifying. Sinister.
What are you doing right now? What are you doing right now?
I don't know.
So that's the synopsis of...
Cool.
the film
That's
right
the
now.
synopsis.
And
yeah.
you those two words grabbed you, yeah?
I'm talking about the audience at the cinemas, innit?
Okay, yeah.
I'm going by their feedback, because obviously my feedback is invalid, innit? Because if I say something,
What?
it's mad, innit?
Invalid?
It's mad in the streets, innit? As a matter of fact, no, we're gonna get there.
Yeah, we're going there right now.
We're getting there. But let's start with the story, innit?
Yeah, so tell us what you think about the story, Raven.
A story, confusing.
You think the story's confusing? Like the general story of there's been a death in the family, the mum was very shady about what the grandma.
They look. The way the story starts, she gives away, what her relationship with mom, and her mom was, secretive, which okay, that kind of makes sense throughout the whole movie. By the end of the movie, you had your secrets, and but the story itself, it was okay, I guess. Yeah.
Alright, I'm going to disagree with Raven. I thought the story was very good in it. Like, the story. So, so the grandma is mad secretive, yeah? Mm-hmm. And mad crazy stuff has happened. Do you know what I'm saying? Her son died, the dad died of starvation, the mum the daughter, what's her name, Ellie, whatever.
Is that
The mum,
Yeah.
she used to sleepwalk and stuff like that. Like that, and do you know what I'm saying? And then it getting to where it gets at the end, I feel like that story part of it is good. So the mum's got secrets, and through the movie they get revealed that you don't find out exactly everything put together until the end of the movie. Do you know what I'm saying? And I feel like from a storytelling perspective, it's a good story, innit? It's a good story for a horror movie.
Okay.
Do you get what I'm saying?
For me, the story's kind of alright. Like, it kind of does obviously fit into the whole part of why it's called Hereditary. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
But yeah, like you're saying, it does help with the aspect of, like, why did this happen? And it eventually does unravel more and more. But for me, it still leaves me wanting more. Like, they leave too much in between.
Okay, I don't know where I'm thinking goes in it, but I feel like the story's good. I didn't like the execution of the story.
That's probably what I'm getting
I felt like at the beginning, lots of information, things are moving along.
Yeah.
Then there is this hour section in the middle where it's like the movie's like 2 hours long, innit? So I'm gonna say the second act for me was like was dead. Like it's like things were going so slowly, and they was giving us so little information, and everything that was happening, you knew what was going on. Like you knew that woman who started the whole seance thing was dodgy from the beginning.
Yeah,
like, that was very obvious. Do you know what I'm saying? And then like I don't know, man. Just like I think the story was good. I feel like the execution of the story was bad. Do you know what I'm saying? Well, the middle section of the execution of the story.
Yeah, the middle section. I think that's what kind of lost me. And I was like,
Lost you? You lost the whole cinema.
Like it was just completely. I don't know. At some point, people were having conversations in cinema, like, and it was just like, we just like it's like we were engaged at the beginning, but then second act is just like, I'm now finding myself fidgeting around and just. I don't know what's going on. I was baffled, innit? I was confused, bro. So, to me, I don't know
You're saying it's 2 hours. For me, I felt like I was there for free.
Do you know? Go on, keep going.
Because, like you're saying, they give you snippets. And then there was one scene that's like, this is going to set everything off.
It doesn't.
Thank you. Like, you give us a carrot, you dangle it in front of our nose, we eat the carrot, and suddenly it's like, are we getting any more of this? Like, you gave us nothing after that. So... the next thing, something else happens, we go, okay, now this is it. And it's not. So it's like, okay. So you said there's like 2 acts. I don't know how many acts are in this movie, but the pacing is so badly put, it felt like a 3-hour movie.
Yeah, I'm gonna jump on that as well. I feel like there was times in the movie I wanted to turn my phone on and check the time and be like, yo, like, this movie has to end soon because this film has been dragging on. For a while. One thing I would give them, there are some good twists in the movie. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, obviously, we only watch one trailer, and it's funny because usually, if we're gonna watch a movie, we watch 3 trailers, TV spots, all of that stuff because we're gonna react to them, innit? But we only watch one trailer. So from what I saw in the trailer, I feel like I was heavily misled about what goes on in this movie. I'm not going to say what the twist is because obviously this is a spoiler-free review, but you will know 20 minutes into the movie what I'm talking about. Something happens and I'm like, I definitely didn't expect that to happen.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then I think that happens maybe one more time in the movie, and like I said, like we were saying, first act, third act, I feel like they're good in it. But that middle section, that middle desert land.
That's what I say. We were just looking at the
barren waste.
That's it.
It's just
all you got from that second act was music, getting to the climax. Oh no, we're not there.
Yeah,
we ain't ready.
Yeah,
music, climax, we're not there.
Yeah.
And he was just like consistent, and he was just like, and it's a good thing because otherwise, man would have fallen asleep in it. Like, let's be honest, but that's standard. But look, let's just move on from the story.
Alright, cool. Because I was going to jump on the music, but then that comes at a later date. So I'm going to jump onto the acting right now.
Yeah.
And every single character in this movie I hated, which is probably probably one character. No way, I hate all of them because there's got to be at least one character in the movie that grips you, and you're like, I'm rooting for you, or this, that, the other. There's not one character in this. I'm like, I wanted the whole family to die. The whole family had to go.
Disclaimer: the views of Mr. Blitztech are not shared by the Cybernerds. We're not promoting family genocide or family homicide.
It's a horror movie. Like, you expect, some deaths here and there and whatever. But I was like, at least this person's got to survive, or this person's got to do this and that. Maybe it was the second act, maybe it was the beginning. Like, it was just something that ticked off my mind. I'm like, it's too late for all of you. Everyone's got to get picked off, isn't it?
All right.
All right. You can go.
So, me personally, I think Alex Wolff, the son, was amazing throughout the movie, from beginning to end. I wasn't rooting. I know what you're saying. I wasn't rooting for his character, but I definitely sympathized with him. Like, he was definitely the victim, bro. The part where said thing happens and he just goes home and goes to bed, I was like, that's probably the realest depiction
Fam.
of what would happen in a scenario like that.
Fam.
Do you know what I'm saying? That was mad. And then the next thing, so his acting, and not just that part, throughout the whole movie, I'm like, I need to go and seek out more of this kid's movies, innit? Because he bangs, yeah? Then the daughter, Millie, do you know what I'm saying? She is amazing at being very creepy. Do you know what I'm saying? And obviously, she's playing a child with special needs, innit? But it's like, you question if she had special needs. Do you know what I'm saying? You knew she was a bit different, but you question if she had special needs. But she portrayed, like, I don't know how to even say it, but I was with her, innit? Like, I liked the character, even though she was a bit odd, innit? Like, she was doing odd stuff. Do you know what I'm saying?
Okay. I'll take it back. She's probably, for me, she was the most victimized in this movie.
See, and now I'm going to disagree with you again, because I feel like the biggest victim in the movie is the dad. Like,
I hate him.
bruv, what do you hate about the dad? Bruv, the guy's done nothing wrong, yeah? He's just a normal guy with a normal family, yeah? His
Normal
wife,
family. Very dysfunctional.
No. His part of the family,
okay, right,
his
right,
part,
yeah.
that his immediate family, wife, son, daughter, normal, innit? And he's just dealing with trauma after trauma, and he's just trying to cope. He's just trying to cope, fam. Like, so I don't know. Like I feel like the acting and the characters was one of the, I think that might have kept me engaged the most. Do you know what I'm saying? Because there was some other stuff that. Go on.
I'm just gonna jump in on because you said I'm just gonna jump on the mum. Tony Collette.
Yeah, I believe so, yeah.
Fam, you said she was dead. The part when she goes to the meeting group. Fam,
Yeah.
her acting there was mad,
Bro, not just then, bro.
and not just then.
Not
But
just then.
that was the
Yeah,
first.
she went in
that
there.
was the first time, bro. She goes in, bro. Her facial expression, the way she switches character, fam. How could you?
Do you know what? After you just plugged me into another scene. Keep going.
Days.
Right,
The
go on.
bit when she's in she goes to see the lady in the apartment. Fam, like I don't know what you was watching, Sam, but her acting was solid. Like she was just trying. I think she played like 3 different characters. You know what I'm saying? Like there was the mom at the beginning, the mom that went through, and then the end, fam. Like that is nuts.
I hear you on that. I hear you. Like I said, acting legit.
Fam.
I think it's just the script that took me off because, like, we had the son. Mans is always crying, this, that, but it's the way he was crying. Not like you're saying he's a victim, this, that, and the other, but it's almost like, I don't know how old he was. But at the same time...
He's got to be about 16, 17.
17, yeah.
I was like, I don't believe
Like,
anything he's
them
portraying.
two, whenever them two were engaging together, like, it was mad, fam. Like,
Even the mom, okay, the part where they were sitting down and then they're having the dinner thing. That whole maybe it's the script, but that whole conversation, I was like,
there's something wrong with you.
there's something wrong with me.
There's something wrong with you.
That script was
bruv,
mad.
The script
Nah,
was
way.
on point,
bro,
fam.
the way she just dropped, what did she say to?
Bruv, the
No
script was on point, fam.
don't know
Like,
what
you
it
have to think about this, bruv, yeah? Like, obviously, it's not a spoiler thing, innit? But you look at what the boy has gone through, fam. They explain a scenario that happened to him when he was a younger child, yeah? That him and his mum's relationship is a bit mad, bruv.
Yeah.
Like,
I see that's like a child to a child.
bruv, he is he's fragile emotionally, fam. Imagine if that happened to you as a child. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, and that's not even. Let me not say anything. Let me not say it because I don't want to spoil it for anyone who hasn't seen
You
it.
said the dinner,
That
the way
dinner
that
bit,
conversation
nah.
just started,
Bro.
and it just
She
exploded.
was acting
fam.
like a child.
Script was mad.
And that's how you want to handle
Fam,
a child.
it's-
And then you want to contradict yourself. No way. No thank you.
What?
You contradicted yourself throughout the whole argument. I'm like, so you want to go to a child, say, don't do this
Bruv.
and the other, and then contradict yourself. So it's almost like, what are you teaching?
Okay, listen. One of the lines she stated in this argument was, "I am your mother," innit?
Mm-hmm.
That means I can do things you can't.
Right.
You've experienced that, and I've experienced that. So, like, why is that? That's not a contradiction. That's a mum being a mum.
No.
You don't swear at me, I swear at you. That's how parenting works. Do you know what I'm saying?
And you're
I'm just saying.
And you're African, fam. You should know this.
I know, but you still
That,
got to be
what,
a
what you're
mother.
talking about right now is mad. Anyway, let's.
So, yeah, let's move on to the production of the movie.
Let me start off the score. very. I think that's the only thing that was sinister in it. Like at times, the score was just mad, didn't it? Like, but it fails. It's like 50-50 because the sound is there, but then there's nothing to back it up, like visually, and it's like I don't know, man. It's like you're going up, climax, and then you just don't get there, and I don't know. It was just weird. It was just weird, like the whole production. I don't know if whether it was two teams, maybe one working on delivery and then the other one on the sound. I don't know, bro. It was just like, but at times they came together really, really well, innit? Like especially with the plot twist, so at times really well. Towards the end, when he jumps through the window, I don't know. Is this movie supposed to be 3D at some point or something? The glass. Did you see that? Did you notice that? Like I don't know, man. It was just.
I'm gonna disagree. You know, I never really thought about the score during the movie, and to me, I always think that's a good thing, isn't it? Like if I'm not thinking about the music, that means the music is fitting in so well.
Yeah, the music.
I don't notice it. Yeah,
it's the opposite. I didn't fit with the music.
But that's what I was gonna say. I didn't have an issue with the visuals. I felt like there was times where they did stuff that was really good, like the time the mum is storming down the hallway and it flips upside down because in that moment her world's upside down. There was times where it was nighttime and it was looked like someone pulled a light. You know when you pull a light and the light comes on? They did that from looking outside the house. Do you remember the scene I'm talking about?
Yeah.
They did there was stuff like that peppered through the movie to me that kept me just engaged. So I like those kind of visuals and stuff like that.
Here's the thing that got me right at the beginning. So right at the beginning, you've got the dollhouse, right?
Oh,
pans in
that scene was
perfectly.
sick.
Then it goes into an actual scene. That was sick, and I thought, and obviously through the poster, I thought this is how we're gonna get these scenes. You know what I'm saying? Because if you look, that's a very wide angle shot. It's something that you don't see every day, right? In movies. So. But then it's just, you obviously you got the scenes like you mentioned, but then when it came to deliver certain moments, it just wasn't there. You know what I mean? Like, so I'm not just. I guess it's more of delivery than the visuals itself. You know what I'm saying? Like, it just wasn't delivered with the music. Like, do you know what I'm saying? Like,
I hear you.
It was just weird. It was just like a weird thing.
I feel like they did so much stuff in in the movie where it's like they've got you focused on what's happening right in front of the screen, but there's things going on in the back of the screen that lots of movies don't do. Like,
see, I was paying attention to.
Yeah, you was, and that's not the case with when you watch most movies. Most movies, there's one focus, and that's the focus. But like the scene in the classroom where the girl's playing with a toy, pigeon hits the window. Yeah. Do you know what I'm saying? It's like you can see the pigeon coming from a long way away, fam. But like. It takes a different level of directing or cinematography for them to make that happen, and it happens more than once, bro. There's another time where I can't remember exactly, but even I like the bit where the boy's sitting in class, he looks into the window and his reflection's smiling back at him, like stuff like that, bro, was peppered out through the whole movie. And then there was another part. This was the biggest one for me. So the boy's in the room, his mum is doing a Spider-Man thing, yeah. The Batman thing, yeah. What I loved about the scene is in most horror movies, she's gonna jump down and scare man, and they don't do it. They're like, we know what you expect, but we're not gonna do. But what let me down was the next scene after that. They do something that happens in all horror movies, isn't it? There wasn't a jump scare, but when she does the Spider-Man thing and crawls out the room, I felt like you just did so well doing that. You should have left that alone. Do you know what I'm saying? But bro, I thought visuals, production wise, it was high level.
Is it Paranormal Activity where at the end there's that person on the corner of the wall?
No, that's Insidious.
The one with the baby and
that's
baby powder.
That's Paranormal Activity.
Yeah, that is Paranormal Activity. And then at the end it's just there, and then that's it.
It jumps into the screen or something.
I thought like. When he got to that bit, I was like, please don't do that. Like, please. Because the movie dragged so long that I thought, okay, we're coming to the end.
Yeah.
And that was it. And obviously, they rolled up for a bit longer afterwards, but that was that. But I don't know. It's just...
Like for me, I love the camera work in this movie. I like the way they would pan across scenes, the way if a character look one way, they will make you look at what they will be looking at, and then pan the same way, and if, like you see their like reaction and whatever. That kind of camera work, like you're saying, you don't see that in everyday kind of thing. And also with a low budget, what they were doing, like that's what the only thing that kept me entertained, isn't it?
Yeah.
The only thing that kept me entertained. Obviously, like there were certain bits where you thought, oh, that's where they're gonna start stuff off. Like there was stuff in certain corners, this, that, and the other. Like you're saying, their perception and where they would make you think of stuff. I like that kind of stuff, but there wasn't enough of that for me. And then same thing with the score. Like it is weird because there's times where I thought this is where it needs music, and it was bare silence.
Yes.
And then where there was, I thought this is where it best to have silence. There was like that sinister music. So for me, it was that very mismatch. But I only like the way they shot the movie.
Alright, cool. So what are general thoughts after that? I'll go then, since no one has anything to say.
Oh, I have a lot to say.
Mum was silent.
I was. Sorry, you can start off. I'm just
So my general thoughts are: I don't think this is a good horror movie, because there was no point in the movie where I was like scared or frightened. I felt like this movie dealt with more real life stuff, like grief, dealing with tragedy and stuff like that. Those are the parts of the movie where I think this movie excelled. I think this movie didn't excel in the it going from dealing with real life things to then introducing this supernatural element, and then the supernatural element is not like there's certain elements of the supernatural thing that are not explained. There's a big part that is explained, but there's certain things that aren't explained. Like, I don't know if I should really. I don't want to get into it because it might get into spoiler territory in it.
Right.
But if you've seen the movie, jump in the comment sections below and we'll have a discussion about it. But there's some things that don't ever get explained in the movie. So I don't know. So get me.
So, question:
Go on.
Can we qualify this movie as a horror movie?
I mean,
Yes.
I'm gonna say, yeah, it's a horror movie, because if it's not a horror movie, what genre would you put it in?
A confusing one.
You know, like, I feel like this is
thriller.
what we're talking about. Yeah, a suspense thriller, a horror thriller. This is what the category I'd put this in.
Okay,
Get me?
suspense.
Because there definitely is a very big thriller element to the movie. Like, there is a mystery element. Like, what the hell is going on? Do you know what I'm saying?
But doesn't that kind of like prove my point? What I was been trying to say before about movies not being horror movies and kind of just being like misunderstood with thrillers, but isn't that what I've been saying?
No, I'm not
getting No, I'm just saying because that's exactly what the point I've been trying to make before, and then now I'm glad we went to watch this movie together, but just to prove my point. And it is not a horror movie.
I'm going to disagree.
No, it's my turn. It's my turn. Because now, first things first. Whoever recommended, there's been a few of you who recommended me, specifically me, to go watch this movie. Failed. Some of you guys been with us for a long time, and some of your comments are pretty good, and a lot of times I agree with them, but you kind of lost a bit of credibility there with this movie. There is a poster outside that said 5 star, 5 star, 5 star. Yeah, shout out to the marketing team for gassing people up about this movie being a 5-star horror movie. It is not 5 stars. It is not a horror movie. Yeah. So shout you, man. Oh, and shout out to the comment about this movie not being great. He was right.
Well, I thought there were so many tropes that was like, you're doing generic 90s stuff, where in 2018, what are you doing? And then there was stuff is like, this is what I want to be seeing in 2018, well done. But then, like you're saying, it's weird because it's weird because at the beginning it's not so horror kind of thing, but then it does eventually creep into that. But it takes so long to do that, and mate, come on, I ain't got 24 hours to be watching one movie. You get me?
So let's rip the band-aid off this thing, innit? Rating. Who would like to give?
I'm giving it a solid 1, innit?
Whoa!
See, even I'm not going that low,
A
bro.
1 sofa out of 5.
Even
I
I'm
barely
not.
enjoyed it.
I'm not going that low, man. And I had a little rant over here, and I'm not going.
I
To
barely
it.
enjoyed it.
This is what I'm talking about.
I barely enjoyed it.
This is what I'm talking about. Go on.
I'm gonna give it.
Wait,
What?
can I give my score before you give yours?
Oh, okay. What?
I don't know, because I just don't know. I just want to get mine out there. Right? I just want to get mine out there. You're going to get to his. I feel like his is the grand finale. Isn't it? Like, you know what I'm saying? My score's not important. That's why I'm just trying to get out the way.
Oh, okay.
All right.
Okay.
I'm giving this movie 3 out of 5.
Okay.
3 sofas out of 5.
Okay, I'm giving it 2.5. The only thing that captured me was the acting. Everything else failed. Majority of it failed for me. So a 2.5 I think is fair for what people were pushing out there. Apparently it's the best horror movie of the year.
Well, it hasn't got that award, but a critic said that.
Yeah, that guy's getting paid on the
I
side.
was going to say, what other horror movies are out though? Because if this is the first horror movie of the year, then it kind of claims that by default.
But by default, you won't be in it because you're not a horror movie.
Ha! Yeah.
So I feel like that rounds us out to about a 2. Like a 2.5. That's in that area. I went 3, he went 1, you went 2.5. Right? Do you know what I'm saying? I can come down half a point. Sam's. I don't know. Sam's.
So we're just sticking with a 2.5.
We're gonna stick with a 2.5.
2.5
out of 5, guys. Listen, look. It's not even
Listen.
me. Sam, do your thing, man.
Can I just one more thing? Shame to all you critics that's been giving this movie mad props, man. Shame to you lot, man. Don't do them things then.
Guys, look, man. You have your own opinion. It's calm.
They must have saw some other kind of
say
release.
you're not supposed to have your own opinion because that's what I was told. Like, man,
I was talking to the critics that you was just talking to. I'm not talking about no one.
We got critics in our channel too.
I'm not talking about anyone in the comments. I'm talking about certified critics, not angry YouTubers.
Everyone's an expert and everyone's expert. Guys, thank you very much for recommending this movie. Wait. Never mind. Whoa.
Hey.
No. No, man still shouting at the Patreons.
Thank you very much. Yeah.
Regardless of whether we liked it or not, I feel like, you put us on.
That's
Appreciate
it. So,
that.
if you want to see us do more movie reviews that we kind of don't do in our respective field, go down to patreon.com/cybernerds. Make sure we see more horrors. Make sure we see more rom-coms. Say it. You name it. We'll be there. This is the Hereditary review.
Say that again, please.
Hereditary.
I'm Joe, one further the Cyber Nerds.
And I'm Raven the GS.
Outside Mr. Blitz Tech, and we'll see you in the next movie review.
Peace. These bad real life sets. Yo, this is the greatest movie.